Barely 2 months to go before all states are expected to implement real estate rules, and only 5 states have managed to notify final rules so far. The latest being Rajasthan, which has appointed the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. So while the Real Estate Regulatory Act is expected to commence operation by May 2017, even states around National Capital Region such as Haryana are far from notifying the rules. Given the current delay, will states be able to meet the deadline? To discuss more on this issue, we are joined by Abhay Upadhyay, National Convener for Fight for RERA. Abhay, what do you think? The deadline is coming close, it's inching close. Do you have faith that the states will be able to implement it?
Yeah, hi Anjali, good evening. See, it appears very difficult that by deadline all the states will be able to notify final rules or appoint regulator, and we really don't know that why this at least for notifying final rules there is already template from the Ministry of HUPA which has notified the final rules for union territories, that is there. So but taking so much of a time for notifying final rules is beyond our understanding, and also notifying for regulatory authority, there's considerable delay now, and I don't think any states can catch up the way things are moving.
But if I'm not wrong, Abhay, you are not just sitting by and watching this. You launched a Twitter campaign as well, and I was also constantly getting tagged in this. There was a hashtag, diluted RERA is no RERA. So do you feel you were able to build up some pressure on the government?
Well, Anjali, we have already started our campaign for RERA, and on 7th of November last year, we visualized that there is a problem coming ahead, and there will be dilution via real estate rules. So we wrote letter to Prime Minister. After that, Ministry of UPA has taken steps. They called meeting of Housing Secretary and Principal Secretary of all states. Then Honorable Housing Minister has written letter to all chief ministers saying that they need to appoint a regulator and that they cannot dilute RERA. However, despite all these steps taken by the government, we are not seeing anything forthcoming from any of the states which have diluted RERA rules, that they are revoking that rules and they're coming out with fresh rules. So now we have no other option but to build up the pressure on the government. We want to make the government aware that this is a very serious concern for us, and we think we have a goal to achieve, that we want uniform, strict and undiluted RERA to be implemented all across India. And who better than the Prime Minister to take certain decisive steps, and he has to assert himself, and he has to also understand that people are looking up to him, and we hope that he will take, we have given some suggestions in yesterday's shooting program, and out of that main suggestions was to call Chief Ministers meeting of all states to impress upon them that there is a need for uniform and strict RERA all across India in lines with the rules formulated by Ministry of HUPA. And then there is also a suggestion in case that state governments or the builders, because this is all happening in collusion with builders, it is they who are pressurizing state governments to dilute rules, because it cannot be just a coincidence that all the states who have notified final rules are diluting only in favor of one stakeholder, and that is builder.
Okay, so you're saying diluting of the rules. What exactly do you mean by that? What are the points that you have an issue with?
See, first and foremost, any of the rules, if you see, they have tried to exclude somehow on some pretext ongoing projects. Like Gujarat has altogether excluded ongoing project, and they have come with a notification saying that it will be only projects which are launched after 1st November will be covered, 2016 will be covered. Similarly, UP has come out with a new definition for ongoing project, which they are not supposed to. There is no such power in Section 84 of the Act, and they have listed four conditions to be fulfilled, which was not required, which was not there in the Act, and they have no power to notify such rules. Now, similarly, if you see even the rules notified for Delhi for urban development by Urban Development Ministry, even they have diluted, and they have mentioned that all those pending cases will not be given on the website. Only those cases which has been disposed of, only those cases will be mentioned as a disclosure. Now this is a big lacune. Now similarly, there is a problem with regard to what are the plans which builder will submit, what is specification, all the what will be the timeline for completion which they will submit in case of ongoing project, because projects are delayed by more than 10 years now. So builders is only supposed to give a futuristic timeline,
right,
or are they supposed to let the regulator know that my timeline was say 8 years back? So all these are serious concerns, and we hope that the government answers this and take decisive steps with regard to strict implementation of RERA.
So we are seeing a hesitation amongst the states in implementing RERA as such. But the ones that have shown the initiative, as we just said, that Rajasthan is the last one to do so. Have you had the time to look at it? Do you feel that this is also not good enough?
Well, Rajasthan has only notified regulator. Anjali, they have not notified the final rules as of now. And I have seen the draft rule which they have notified. That was only the 24th June draft rule of HUPA. That had many serious concerns, which we finally managed to set things right in the 31st October rules notified by HUPA. So I really don't know what kind of a final rules they are considering and what suggestion they have got from people there. But only appointing regulator will not serve the purpose at all, because you cannot implement act unless until it is backed by proper rules.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Abhay. We hope that the government realizes that RERA is something that they really need to work on, since they need to bring back the buyer and the customer who's already lost faith. Thank you so much for speaking with us.